Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Fitzmars, better known as T87 Mobile. Thank you for watching the video today. Please subscribe to me at T87 Mobile on YouTube or add me at John Fitzmars on Facebook.com. Today I'm going to reveal my top 10 favorite wrestlers in WWE history. Coming in at number 10 is Ravishing Rick Rude. The reason why I like Rick Rude is because he was a heel most of his career, but I remember when he had feuds with like the Ultimate Warrior in the WWF. I thought that's when Rude was really good, where Rude defeated the Warrior for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 5, and even he carried the Warrior to great matches at SummerSlam '89 and at SummerSlam '90 in the steel cage match for the World Wrestling Federation title. I thought Rude could have been a top heel in the WWF back in the days, but the reason why Rude left WWF in 1990 was because he had a contract obligation fallout with Vince McMahon, and he found out when Ultimate Warrior received a bigger paycheck, more than Rick Rude did when he carried him in the match at SummerSlam '90. Of course, this is what I'm reading in Bret Hart's book, but I also like Rick Rude when he was in WCW. He had this theme, he's simply ravishing, ow, na 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 na. But I remember he had Medusa and Paul E. Dangerously as his managers. He won the United States title from Sting. He held on to it for over a year, and he had a feud with Ricky Steamboat. Another reason why I like Rick Rude is because his song in WCW, but also how he was the WCW International World Champion, which I guess it's considered the World Heavyweight Championship on terms in WCW. But I thought Rick Rude was really good in WCW as well. But, and when I heard he was going to train for a comeback in 1999, and unfortunately he passed away. Rest in peace, Rick Rude. I miss you, and I wish I could see more of you when I wasn't a little kid. Coming in at number 9 is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I wasn't a big fan of his when I was a little kid, but then later on I started watching his matches, like, as I got older. He's really gotten my respect, and I can see why he was a really great wrestler. I remember when I think his best WWF title run was in '96 when he beat Bret Hart, and I thought some of his best defenses were against like the British Bulldog, Mankind, Psycho Sid, Stone Cold Steve Austin. The names go on, but what really captured me about Shawn Michaels was his second run when he came back at SummerSlam 2002 and fought his best friend Triple H in an unsanctioned match, and he just went out there full tilt, and after being away from the ring in 4 years, he showed that he still had something left in him, and sure enough, he left us with 8 memorable years. And I remember when Shawn Michaels, he retired Ric Flair at WrestleMania 24, even though that match is now kind of fraud because Ric Flair's in TNA. But also Shawn Michaels, he was known as Mr. WrestleMania, and it was the truth. He also had a great match with Mr. McMahon at WrestleMania 22, and then we all know his feud with Bret, and his last 2 WrestleMania matches with The Undertaker it was phenomenal. What can I say? It just left us speechless. Coming in at number 8 is The Undertaker, sure enough. I liked his gimmick when he was the American Badass. I thought he was, really good. He could transcend himself, from the American Badass to the Dead Man, to the original Undertaker. I think Undertaker's best feuds, like I mentioned, were with like Mankind in 1996, Randy Orton 2005, his brother Kane, on and off. Radar Superstar Edge. You know, I thought Undertaker, you know, he's really well respected, but you know what? He may not always be the man of the company or the world champion all the time, but every time you go to a wrestling event, I bet your bottom dollar that Undertaker's going to be one of those main attractions. Coming in at number 7, Stone Cold Steve Austin, the man of the Attitude Era. I thought he was really good with his feud with Bret the Hitman Hart in 1996. That's what started him off. I think Steve Austin, after he turned face, he won the Intercontinental title from Owen Hart, even though he got his neck hurt in that match, we all remember. And that's why Austin's neck got so fucked up, because of Owen Hart. Then Austin won the WWF title from Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. And Austin's best feud was with Mr. McMahon, I remember. Actually, my first wrestling shirt that I bought, to my knowledge, was the Austin 316 shirt. You know, it was so great. His feud with The Rock was good too. Triple H a little bit. And even when he turned heel in 2001, I thought it was some pretty good stuff. And, you know, Austin, he was another big name attraction in the WWF that, you know, was he better than Hulk Hogan entertainment-wise? Probably not, but a better wrestler than him, definitely. Coming in at number 6 is the Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle. I've met this man 3 times already, and most likely I'll probably meet him for a 4th time next month when TNA comes to Rahway, but more on that later. Kurt Angle, he, you know, he was really good in the WWE because he had great matches with, like, Chris Benoit, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, Eddie Guerrero, the list, Shawn Michaels, the list goes on and on, but even when Angle was with Team Angle, I thought he was really good heel in WWE. In TNA, I actually think he's a better face than anything. You know, his feud with Jeff Jarrett's alright, but that's dead. You know, coming in at number 5. Excuse me. Is The Rock, the Brahma Bull. Rock, I liked him when he was with the Nation of Domination and when he was the leader in 98 and when he had a theme song on the WWF Volume 3 CD. I thought that was when Rock was at his best at the time, man. His feuds with Triple H was good, Stone Cold, Hollywood Hogan, and obviously we know he's got a great feud with John Cena, even though they should have had their match already, but that's a discussion at a later date. But Rock, like I said in my previous videos, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands where you don't know what he was going to say or do, but I can guarantee you, Rock would be the most entertaining guy of the night, and he was indeed the most electrifying man in sports entertainment today. Coming in at number 4, my favorite is CM Punk. Yeah, he's been one of my favorites recently. Ever since that promo shoot he did on Vince McMahon in the WWE back in June. You know, everyone thought that CM Punk was going to leave the WWE, you know, this year. Even I did. But what captured me was with Punk's promo, you know, leading up to his match with John Cena at Money in the Bank. His match with him at Money in the Bank in his hometown, Chicago, I thought it was just tremendous stuff. You know, he won after 35 minutes, and I was really excited for Punk. You know, he was going to go out in style, but then, you know, we all know 2 weeks later he came back, and he won at SummerSlam, of course, but then lost to Alberto Del Rio. But Punk's really good in the ring and on the mic, and I hope WWE continues to push him the right way. Coming in at number 3 is The Miz. Yes, Mr. Awesome. This man captured my eyes when he won the United States title from Kofi Kingston. I remember when he won the tag team titles with the Big Show on D-Generation X. I also remember The Miz winning the Money in the Bank. He also, when he cashed in his Money in the Bank contract against Randy Orton, I was so excited when Miz won that match. And, Miz went on to have a good title reign, even though most of his wins were by cheating. He had good title defenses over, like, Randy Orton and John Cena. But you know what? Miz really, he stands out to me as being one of the top heels in the WWE this year. But you know what? A reason why I like The Miz is his theme song and his promos. I mean, he may not have the best wrestling skills, but as long as you're good on the mic, and you know what, that's all that matters. Because if you can't talk in the WWE, you're not gonna do shit. My second favorite wrestler of all time, Randy Orton. I've been a fan of his since Evolution. I remember when he won the Intercontinental title from Rob Van Dam in 2003 Armageddon. And his feud with Mick Foley, it's what took him off. And then, I remember when Orton kind of turned face after Evolution kicked him out. I thought it could have been done better. And then after he turned back heel, he was on SmackDown for a while. And then I remember in 2007, after he broke up with Edge as Rated RKO, I thought it's when Orton got more serious. He won the title. Eventually, he punished Shawn Michaels, Rob Van Dam, Dusty Rhodes, Sergeant Slaughter. Those guys had. He put John Cena on the show. He put Batista on the show on 2 occasions. Mr. McMahon, Shane McMahon. He RKO'd Stephanie. His feud with Triple H 2009. I thought it was some great stuff. And unfortunately, he didn't win the WWE title at WrestleMania 25 like he should have. But, and I think his current run right now, I think it's pretty good. Last year's, how they did it with him was very awesome. And you know what? I hope it continues. And my favorite wrestler of all time, number 1, is Bret the Hitman Hart. Yes, the best there is, best there was, the best there ever will be. I've been a fan of his since I was 6 years old, and my favorite memories of Bret was with feuds with Owen, Shawn, and Austin. And I always remember watching him at Madison Square Garden. I've always wanted to get a high five from him. And then I remember the last time I saw him at the Garden was back at 1997, up until last year. Around my birthday weekend, I got to meet Bret Hart at a book signing. I shook his hand. And you know what? It was actually one of the greatest honors and moments in my life to meet somebody that I looked up to since I was, 6 years old. And I can honestly say it was a dream come true. And you know what? I thank Bret Hart, for all the great memories he left in the WWE. And also, being a true, fan favorite and always talking to the fans. But, so there's my top 10 favorites. Let me know what you guys think. Eventually I reveal the top 10s of the best, who everybody voted for. And until then, take care, spike your hair, get paid, get laid. Peace.